Is the AM News on the AM show. To begin with, former Oti Regional Minister Joshua Makubu says his removal from office could not be attributed to his inability to win this bid to become the parliamentary candidate for Nkwanta South. He indicates his campaign was suspended under curious circumstances. His party gave the clearance for the primaries to go ahead, made him lose the duel. Joshua Makubu has been interacting with correspondent Peter Senu.
How do you respond that was one of the reasons that you couldn't secure a constituency for yourself as a regional minister, and that for which you have to be taken out of office?
If that interpretation is made, it's rather unfortunate. Let me tell you the genesis of my contest in Nkwanta. So when my nomination was made, the first meeting I had with my regional chairman, my regards to him, Honorable Evans Yao Dapa, a very useful and dynamic regional chairman. My first interaction with him was that, look, this appointment that has been given to you, it's been given to you by the president, but I see that there are a lot of things you can do for yourself and for the party. And one of them, key among them, is to be able to win the seats for the MPP in Nkwanta South. And I know you have that capability. I've worked with you as a regional secretary. I've taken my intelligence on the ground and whatsoever. The chairman, let's go through this. When I get to office, then that one will be determined. Peter, when else I was in office, I had a lot of party faithful, some constituency executive, police station executive, some that are not even coming from that constituency, calling on me. Look, Joshua, you have lived a very good life. You have helped a lot of people in the constituency, in the church. You have been doing well. Everybody is giving positive remarks about you. So we feel that, look, you are the savior of the MPP as far as Nkwanta South is concerned, and we would definitely want you to come in and contest. Peter, you know the circumstances under which we held the primaries. When the Nkwanta issue had intensified, as a member, regional chairman of the Regional Security Council, you don't expect me, and my morals would not have allowed me to continue to talk to people about my primaries when lives were being lost, properties were being destroyed. I asked my campaign team members, look, stop whatever you do, whether on the social media platform or one-on-one conversation with the people. Let's save Nkwanta South first before we think of leading Nkwanta South. And that was exactly what I did. All of a sudden, when the party came out with a timetable, look, it was about a week after a curfew had been imposed on Nkwanta South. We expect me, as the chairman of the Regional Security Council, to get up and be meeting people during curfew hours or outside curfew hours. No, it wouldn't have worked. So losing the primaries in Nkwanta South was not because the people don't know my capability. They don't believe that I can win the seat for MPP. But one, the circumstances under which the election was conducted, my campaign had been suspended for several weeks. I was only thinking that, look, the party would have indicated, no, let's treat Nkwanta South as a different issue, especially when one of the contestants happened to be the regional minister and the chairman of the Regional Security Council and had a lot to do. So at that point, I chose the people of Nkwanta and not my political ambition. And I was not bothered whether I was the primaries or not. So if anybody anywhere, excuse me to say, think that my inability to become the parliamentary candidate for Nkwanta South was enough reasons for me to have been sacked. Excuse me, I was not the only regional minister who contested primaries. About 4 of us contested, 2 won, 2 of us lost.
Member of Parliament for Pusiga, Ladi Ayi Ayamba, is asking government to eliminate all remaining taxes on sanitary pads. Though the 2024 budget by former Minister Ken Oforiatta introduced a zero VAT rate for locally manufactured pads and abolished import duties on raw materials for local production, Ladi Ayamba contends that the elevated prices are still a barrier for girls in rural areas. She was reacting to the President's State of the Nation's address.
Mr. Speaker, we are talking today about tax exemption on sanitary pads. We are not talking about tax reduction or what. They should just remove it. Remove it completely. A girl of 10 years has to use sanitary pads, and you say you are moving taxes from local ones or those important. Whichever way you are doing it, no, we don't want the tax on it at all. We don't want the tax on it. These are girls. Most of them are not like those that you see in places that you think that they can afford money to buy. And coming just from a program, the tax officer who presented made us understand that even after all those taxes, you will be buying one box of sanitary pads, just a small pack of sanitary pads, the cheapest, 20 Ghana cedis. Where is that person at Zuarungu going to get that 20 cedis?
Upper West Regional Minister Dr. Hafiz bin Sali has cautioned contractors working on Phase 1 of the Gulf of Guinea Northern Region's Social Cohesion Project to be honest in their dealings. He says any contractor who poorly executes his project will not be contracted for the second phase of the project. Now, the Upper West region is currently benefiting from 127 sub-projects spanning across all 11 municipalities and districts. Rafiq Salam reports.
The first point of call for the Upper West Regional Minister, Dr. Hafiz bin Sali, was the Babili Gold Market, where road construction, a car park, and drainage system projects are underway to ease congestion on the main road. The projects are currently 86% complete. Next, the minister and his team visited a Kuali Basic School, where the classroom block was found to be in a deplorable state, posing a safety risk for the pupils and teachers. The school, established 2 decades ago, had not undergone any renovation. Municipal Chief Executive for Laura, Jacob Derry, initiated the construction of the 3-unit classroom block with ancillary facilities under the Gulf of Guinea Northern Region Social Cohesion Project, SOCO. The project, being executed by Kunifa Kennedy Construction Limited, is approximately 70% complete. Dr. bin Sali cautioned contractors who poorly executed their projects in the first phase may result in denial of contracts for the second phase of the SOCO projects.
That as we go round is also a way of assessing the contractors. Those who do not perform during this phase should forget it. If we advertise the jobs for the second phase and there's any contractor that fails to perform in the first phase, definitely that contractor should count him or herself out, because we want credible contractors to execute these projects.
The minister and his team then headed to Laura and paid a courtesy call on the paramount chief of Laura, Napo Wele Capo III, who also doubles as the vice president of the National House of Chiefs, to brief him on the extent of work done so far on the SOCO projects. Napo Wele Capo III commended the minister and his team and outlined some of the challenges his traditional area is facing.
There are certain projects which I name heritage projects for the government, Nana Dodankwa, in my traditional area, which for one reason or the other are being stalled. And I would like to draw his attention. At the Cabinet Festival, I mentioned a few of them. One of them is the Laura Senior High School Assembly Complex. I'm told that it's progressing. If the regional minister, I know this visit, you may not have time, but if you can have time to look at it and find out so that we can commission it at the appropriate time. We are also worried about the stalling of the TVET project. As we were coming in at Toma, you could see the project. Every time I'm coming to where I look my right hand side, I see the project. I will see some few people there now. I'm sure even the watchman has moved from site.
This entourage later visited other projects in the Lora municipality, including the Eremon Danko Health Facility, which is about 90% complete, with only the electricity construction remaining executed by Azampex Limited. Dr. Binsali ended his day by inspecting ongoing soccer projects at neighboring Jiriba municipality. He inspected projects at Nambe community, where Awulna Engineering Service is constructing a delivery room, a 16 classroom block with ancillary facilities and sport improvement, and graveling of the St. Augustine's Barrel Link feeder roads at Jiriba.
I am satisfied how the projects have been executed. The contractors have done a good job, and I am fascinated by the interest shown by the chiefs and people of these beneficiary communities. They come there to visit, they go monitor the activities of the contractors, and that is good. So I believe strongly that in the long run, these projects would impact positively on the lives of the beneficiary community.
Reporting for JoyNews, Rafik Salam, Laura.
Upper West Regional Director of the Community Water and Sanitation Agency, Engineer Antoinette Anna Agbado, says her outfit is grappling with illegal water connections, erratic water supply, and destruction of water infrastructure by some residents in the beneficiary communities. She says her office is setting up loss control teams laced with undercover investigators. Here's another report by Rafik Salam.
The 25th anniversary celebration of the Community Water and Sanitation Agency, CWSA, was held on the theme 25 years of sustaining services, transforming rural and small town water service delivery towards national development. As part of programs lined up to mark the day, a street float was held at Nodoli, who drew tens of workers of the CWSA, their customers and pupils from basic schools to take part in the event. They sang and danced to loud music, blasting through speakers mounted on a clear truck. Our Power Regional Director of the CWSA, Engineer Antoinette Ama Agbado, in a welcome address, noted that the agency has made major capital investments in its quest to ensure the provision of safe and uninterrupted water supply in all of its operational communities in the region. This includes the drilling and mechanizing of source boreholes, extension of distribution networks, installation of a state-of-the-art package treatment plant to solve water quality issue, and provision of water hydrant to combat fire. Engineer Antoinette Ama then spoke of some projects undertaken by the agency in the region.
The Upper West region is privileged to have the reconstruction of the Tumu water system to meet the water needs of the good people of Tumu and its environs. The project, which is 50% solar and 50% grid, is expected to be completed in June 2024. It is currently 70% complete.
Despite the fee shock, the agency is challenged with the issue of illegal connection, erratic power supply, and destruction of water infrastructure, which they are bent on tackling.
The agency, in the aftermath of some of the illegal connection, has set up loss control team at the regional office to interrogate data from the water systems and hit the ground to undercover investigations to ensure that perpetrators of illegal connections are brought to book. The agency has also heavily invested in automatic voltage regulator AVR to deal with erratic power supply currently confronting us. The agency has installed the state-of-the-art AVR in the Hamile Hapa water system to mitigate the erratic power supply.
Nadoli Kaleo District Chief Executive Catherine Lonkono called for an improved relationship between the agency and municipal and district assemblies in order to improve the quality of service for the people.
It is my fervent hope that this anniversary will spur CWSA on to continue to effectively deliver services which will lead to sustainable SDG 6. I urge you all to come out with cost-effective and affordable ways of producing and supplying potable water and related sanitation services for our people.
Upper House Regional Minister Dr. Hafiz Bin Sali, in a speech read on his behalf by the Chief Director of the Upper House Regional Coordinating Council, Peter M. Mala, commended the CWSA and its stakeholders for their commitment and tireless effort to ensuring that there's clean water and sanitation for all communities in the Upper West region.
The Upper West region can boast of having 85% of our communities covered by sanitation-related activities, while our water coverage is shot up to above 76%. Admittedly, we are not meeting our expectation in the sanitation delivery sector, especially the open defecation free, as we are still around 15%. But that notwithstanding, we will get there in due course.
Reporting for JoyNews, Rafik Salam, Nadoli.
The Northern Patriot Research and Advocacy has disclosed that 285 out of the 571 village one-dam project sites do not have water. Presenting the report to the Northern Development Authority, the Executive Director, NORPA, said the dams had all dried up from the month of November to March, making it difficult for the farmers to undertake the dry farm season for which these dams were built. Martina Bugri has the rest of the story.
The One Village, One Dam, a policy of the MPP government, was to help reduce poverty, increase agriculture and food security, reduce unemployment and rural migration in the 5 regions of the north. But after its implementation, what are the results? It is against this backdrop that the Northern Patriots in Research and Advocacy, an NGO, undertook an impact assessment of these dams. Presenting the findings to the NDA, the Executive Director of NORPA, Bismarck Kadungo, said the purpose for which the dams were created were not met.
Decided to embark on this project, to visit the communities, review policy documents, to see where have we reached with this policy in terms of the deliverables or the results. And when we go to the communities, based on the criteria we used, 1 was poverty level of the district, then 2 was the level of completion of the dam. So if the dam was not 100% complete, we will not visit there. And when we visited the dams across the 5 regions, the selected dams with 100% completion status, and those districts being the highest, having the highest poverty rates in the country, we realized that almost all the dams are dried up. And once the dams are dried up, there was no water for them to do dry season farming or dry season gardening to be able to contribute to the policy objective of improved or increased agricultural productivity and food security.
He added that their findings also show that advice from experts on the construction of the dams were not factored in.
We engage GIDA, we engage Ghana Irrigation Development Authority, because they are a state institution with the mandate of designing, developing and implementing irrigation infrastructure in this country. And we're questioning, where were they when there is overwhelming evidence that they have ever constructed dams that contain water for all year round farming? What went wrong that these things, One Village, One Dam, doesn't have water? And they were like, no, they gave their technical advice, but their technical advice was ignored.
The Deputy CEO of the NDA, Zakaria Edie, said the assessment shows about 350 dams have the potential to serve these communities if they are reconstructed well.
So out of this 560 per our assessment, at least we will be able to rate 360 of them, about 300 over 350 thereabout, have potential to be able to fit them well to support the community.
Let's now go to the Volta region, where authorities at Ho Teaching Hospital are asking for support to construct a mother's unit for the neonatal intensive care unit. Head of Child Health BMC of the Ho Teaching Hospital, Dr. Bright Richard Daniel, explains that mothers who've had preterm babies on admission are forced to sleep on the floor. He appealed when Kokroko Charities donated a third incubator to the NICU of the hospital.
The neonatal intensive care unit of the Ho Teaching Hospital admits about 300 premature babies annually. The NICU, with 11 incubators, serve as a referral center for smaller facilities in the catchment area. Unfortunately, no provision has been made for mothers, hence they find themselves sleeping in the hallways of the unit. They keep their belongings and practically do everything here on the floor, while taking care of their babies at the unit. Dr. Bright Richard Daniel is the head of the Child Health Sub-BMC of the Ho Teaching Hospital.
Our mothers, the places they are sleeping are not good. Some of them, their babies are staying with us for 3 months, 8 weeks, 6 weeks, and all this comes with them hovering about or moving in and out from hospital. If you have a place for them, a place they can call a hostel, where they can also attend to some basic things, it will be useful. And we hope that that would also add to the quality of care we are offering to them here. So it's a passionate appeal to corporate Ghana. We'll be very grateful if we all come on board and make this dream a reality.
In a related development, a social intervention organization, Kokroko Charities, donated an incubator and some items to the unit. Friends of Villandro Palms in Ho and Teddy's Irish Pub raised $10,000 to procure the incubator, sanitary towels, sanitary tissues, overcoats, theater clocks, cot sheets, and 2 refrigerators. The founder of Kokroko Charities and host of Peace FM's Kokroko Morning Show, Kwame Sefakan, explained the donation aims at improving maternal and child health care.
And 2024, the incubator number 3, Abaha. And that makes our total donation of 55. And we're proud as Kokroko Charities to say, with this donation at the Ho Teaching Hospital, this is incubator number 55. And that makes 11 incubators at the Ho Teaching Hospital. We're proud of what we have done. We're happy that we are able to, through kind donations from companies, individuals, family, friends, are doing this project. So 55 down, 45 to go. So yes, 100. Yes, they made an appeal for the mothers who carry preterm children or who are mothers of preterm children. They want a dormitory for them. It is not part of our project, but we'll think about it.
Dr. Daniel said the items would contribute to improving survival rates at the unit.
The hand tissues come in very handy. Infection prevention is key in care of preterms. And it is one of those reasons why the incubator is going to be helpful, and then it is helping us reduce our mortality as well.
Fred Kwame Asari, JoyNews, Ho.
Hosting a structured Arabic language quiz competition in Islamic schools at Old Tafo in the Ashanti region has left students excited for future opportunities, with winners celebrating their victory and others motivated to improve for the next year's event. Badria Islamic School emerged winners in an Arabic language quiz organized by the Islamic Education Unit of the Ghana Education Service, scoring 74 points. Mohammed Nuruddin has more.
The competition, the Old Tafo Municipal Directorate of Ghana Education Services Initiative, aims to improve students' proficiency in the Arabic language, thereby equipping them with valuable skills for future endeavors. By focusing on listening and speaking abilities, the quiz seeks to enhance students' competence in Arabic, recognizing its importance as a global language. Sheikh Dr. Abdurrahman Abdullahi Tanko, one of the key coordinators of the competition, explained that the quiz assessed students' comprehension and proficiency in various aspects of the Arabic language.
It's because the difference between writing and speaking. So there is a challenge, especially in the dictation. So I've set the questions just to identify the problem that the students are facing, so we make the best solution for that. And then we have done it. Then we hope that the next coming Arabic quiz competition, we are expecting our colleagues, our competitors to perform better.
In addition to Sheikh Dr. Tanko's remarks, his colleague Sheikh Abdurazak Bawa Ransa commended the teachers from various schools for their dedication in preparing students for such a competitive event. He emphasized that the quiz, along with other initiatives, will be ongoing to ensure students remain proficient in the Arabic language both within and beyond the school curriculum.
We say kudos to the Arabic instructors or teachers who are doing their best in achieving the core competencies of the people. And in fact, this will not be the end. We will continue to organize in order to motivate the instructors and the learners so that they will be part and parcel of promoting the Arabic language and the Common Core program initiated by Ghana Education Service and government.
The Municipal Director of Education for Old Tafo, Betty Dra, underscored the significance of the quiz in light of the new curriculum, which now includes examinations in the Arabic language.
To boost the morale of the Islamic pupils, we thought it wise to organize this quiz so that the children will be more interested in it and take it serious, and more so also entice other non-Islamic students to also learn the language. Now, currently, it has become part of the BEC, and this year they are going to write either Ghanaian language, French or Arabic. So if all pupils are able to learn the language, then they can also choose it as one of their core subjects.
The manager for Ashanti Region Islamic Education Unit, Yusuf Mohammed, expressed enthusiasm for the competition.
I'm very impressed with this competition because once now Arabic has become examinable and you write it at the BEC, so we put on this quiz so that it will help them. So it's from the curriculum that we selected the questions and we were able to do it. So we're very impressed and the children were able to did very well.
5 rounds. Salafia had 71.5%. Maria had 67.5%. Maria had 74 points. Darufadin had 65 points.
Participants from the winning schools receive undisclosed cash prizes and other rewards as incentives for future competitions. All participating schools were presented with certificates as a token of appreciation from the organizers. A report by Mohamed Nuruddin.
Mahmoud Mohamed Nuruddin's reports there, bringing us to the end of the AM News on the AM Show.